Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is your weekly. I am actually recording this a day late, so I apologize for any of you who were waiting for it yesterday. Anywho, let's get started. This is your weekly. Hope everyone's doing well, and please remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and all that good stuff. This is the weekly for everyone, for anyone who stumbles upon this reading, and it's timeless. So although we have given it a date, a weekly date, it applies anytime you happen to come across it. Okay, so let's get started. Everything has been pre-shuffled, but as always, we like to do it in front of the viewer. Make sure that you all know you're getting a very fair reading. Oops. Now, I have to admit, I've had clumsy hands all day. My shuffling has been a little odd, to say the least. Anyhow. Okay, so what does Spirit want us to focus on this week? What do the people watching this video, this reading, need to know, Spirit? Okay. Let's see. Weekly reading. I'm going to pull 3 cards today. Hope you are all doing wonderful. Okay. Got it. Interesting. One more, please. Okay, we have 4 cards. We have a sneaky card. We have 5 cards. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, I'll show you in just a second. Let me just look at these for a little bit. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, the Hangman, the Moon, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, there is quite a bit. Just starting off, there's a lot of confusion, right, that's going on. And there's a lot of confusion that's going on just in the ethers, just in the world in general. And before I continue, I just want to apologize if you hear that loud bass. That is my lovely neighbor downstairs who happens to be a musician of some sort. And although wonderfully talented, can be a little loud sometimes, but he's a sweetheart. I adore him. But anyway, so that boom that you hear, that's what that is. We'll just work through it. Okay, so with the 7 of Swords, Hangman, and the Moon coupled or coming in together, it's a very, very, or it can be a heavy energy. 7 of Swords is about not feeling comfortable or almost feeling around us in our atmosphere that something's off. And you're being asked here that although you're going to have a lot of those senses come up this week, and I have to say, and I know I keep saying this week, but let's just keep in mind, this could really be more than just 1 week, right? It could be through the month of November, even though it's not a monthly, but we're approaching November. I also know there's a lot going on, right, with election, especially here in the States. And so let's just kind of keep that in mind when we're talking about timing, because this feels like an energy that's going to come and go in the next several weeks, okay, even though it is a weekly, like I said. So starting off with the 7 of Swords. Now, usually for me in a reading, when I get a card that precedes the 7 of Swords, usually there's another entity, person, thing, or situation that we need to, sort of be cautious about, maybe make sure that we're aware that the truth is being said and that we're not being fooled and what have you. But since the Seven of Swords came out first, right out of the bat, and then it's followed by the Hangman, what this tells me is that the Seven of Swords energy is really about something you yourself are sensing. And the interesting thing here, if you notice this particular deck here, this card, there's a full moon right in front of this individual, right? And it's almost like she knows there are swords behind her. She knows something's iffy, a little fishy, and she's aware of it. She's not ignoring it, but she's also not walking towards it. She has her back to the swords, and she's walking towards that full moon. She's walking towards revelation. She's walking towards the truth of whatever is being revealed, okay? Now, I always say when we get a lot of full moons or when we get the moon in a reading, that tells me that for whomever is watching this, the upcoming full moon is important, okay? So just keep that in mind. And also we have eclipse season coming in at the end of November, but for now I'm going to keep it simple. Let's just talk about the now. So you may be sensing, for anyone watching this, you may be sensing something's not okay around you. And with the moon coupled here and with the Hangman, and notice this is actually interesting. I never really gave this much thought, but even the Hangman has what looks to be a moon right at the bottom there. It could even be a sun. I think it's more like a sun, but still, it's the same symbolism, right? And it's about cycles. So here you have the sense that something's up, something's not quite right in your environment. And you're feeling uneasy about it, but not uneasy enough for you to completely give your power to it. You're just aware of it. And you're having to look at things with a different perspective because of that feeling. And you may even have to sort of become your own detective, right, during this time, which is the perfect timing for that. Scorpio season is the perfect season to be your own detective. And then you have the moon here, which is about confusion. But also, depending if we're talking about the full moon here, it's also about things coming to be revealed, right? The reflection of ourselves and the things that we potentially are hiding from ourselves. So I think that what this is telling me, these first three cards, also the moon, by the way, is related to the mother and our home. So there might be some things related to the mother, either you as a mother or a parent. And again, it doesn't have to be a mother. It could be the mothering person, the mothering parent, the nurturing parent. There could be something here that's making you feel a little off about either your mother, being a mother, maybe your child, or something that you are picking up on, or just something close to home. Okay, it can be anything related to family as well. This feels very family to me. But anyhow, what I'm picking up is for those of you who are feeling the sense of something's not right, really the best way to deal with that is not to focus so much to being aware, like this person is here, but to look away in a different direction where the answers. So even though the stuff is going on behind you, focus on the things that will bring the answers to whatever these questions are for you. I hope that makes sense. And also to look at things with a different perspective. Maybe also look at people from a different lens. So for example, if you have a friend who you have put on a pedestal and you feel would never ever do anything to harm you, right? Maybe instead of putting them on this pedestal, taking a moment to just see them as a human being, changing your perspective, your lens, changing the shade of the lens, right? It doesn't mean that this person doesn't have to still be your friend or can't still be your friend. It just kind of give them a different shade, right, in terms of that lens. Because maybe that's where you'll find the answer. And maybe it has absolutely, maybe that you find that there isn't anything going on behind the scenes or behind your back, or that everything's actually quite fine and it's just you not being sure of yourself for whatever reason. And I hate to say that because I really don't believe in that. I really don't believe in, yes, we often talk, and I have often talked about that thin line between intuition and paranoia. However, most of the time, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's your intuition. And even that paranoia has a whole lot of percentage in there of intuition. And I know you know what I'm talking about, right? Because sometimes our intuition is so right on that we just add that extra sauce that gives it paranoia. we add that extra little exaggeration to it, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not valid. And that's the point I want to make. So if you are feeling that something's off, trust that, but look at it from a different lens. And that's where you're going to find the answers of whatever this feeling that you're getting is. It could be that, yeah, you were right all along, or no, actually it's the thing that you're suspecting could actually be a very good thing. Like people are planning a birthday party behind your back, or, your significant other is saving up for a ring and is about to propose and you have no clue this is happening. Like you feel that something's off, or whatever, your child's about to do something special for you. You get my drift, right? So again, it doesn't need to be a bad thing. Just because if someone is doing something behind your back, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be an amazing thing. It could be someone buying you a house. Okay, I wish, but whatever. You get what I mean. So that's that for these cards. And then, it's interesting because the way I felt that these 3 cards really accompanied each other, right? They came out together. And then these 2 cards feel as it's almost a result or part of whatever this suspicion that you may be feeling, or unease or confusion. At the end, what ends up happening here is you get the King of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is amazing energy. So the King of Wands is the king that is in control of his power. He is in control of his energy, his physical vitality, his ability to get things done, right? It's also a very spiritual card, right? Wands is always a very, very spiritual card because we're talking about Kundalini energy. We're talking about that life force energy as well. And so whatever the situation here is that you're sensing, feeling uneasy about, at the end result of whatever it is you end up finding out, or whatever conclusions you come to, or whatever extra piece of information you get, leads you and brings you to this feeling of either more in control of who you are, or it puts you in a situation where you have to take matters into your own hands and see how capable you are in handling or putting an end to a situation. And again, this is going to be so different. It's general, right? It's a general reading. So thematically, I'm giving you a situation, a potential situation based on the themes of the cards. However, you need to decode it for your own personal situation in your own household, right? So whatever the situation is, pretty much brings you face to face with your own power, because you are either pleasantly being surprised by what these going-ons really are about, or it puts you in a position where you have to stand up for yourself and really see your capability and your own life force energy to deal with whatever the situation is. Remember, you're powerful, and this confirms that. So you have whatever it takes, the energy, the vitality. I know a lot of us feel tired at the moment. It's almost like we don't want any other, like, no more drama, please. Like not one more bad article to read or another issue, right? Like a lot of people are feeling tired right now. And so what this is saying is that whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever potential challenge or, you know, funny things going on in the background, you can handle it. Okay, and it's paired with the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings and all things tangible. The tangibility of, and it can also be creative projects. It's also very spiritual. So these cards combine, also the Pentacles is very grounded, right? So you perhaps are finding new levels of groundedness within yourself that you never knew you were capable of. And perhaps you've never been the person to be grounded or the person to really come into their own power. And that could be why these other things are happening, because people or a person may be underestimating you, right? Because maybe in the past you haven't shown this energy, but now you're going to be given the opportunity to show up and stand in the place of vitality, strength, conviction. Well, actually the Pentacles is conviction, and then also the ability to start something new, and not just start something new, but complete it, because Pentacles is the, you know, it has the greater chances of completion or coming to full fruition, if you will. So this is pretty good. And I look at that look on his face. I hope you can see that. I think you can. I'm not sure. But that face is the face of determination. That's the, okay, we're going to do this, huh? Okay, let's do it. So you got it. You got all the tools you need. And trust your intuition. And also just know that a lot of people currently are feeling the ebbs and flows of 1 minute we're good, we're grounded, spiritually we are all ascending and growing. And then there's the day of confusion, and then you feel better the next day, and we're up and down and up and down. And so, and especially like I said earlier, if you live in the US, there is a lot of unrest right now as we lead up to November 3rd, which is just days from when I'm recording this. So there's a lot of, you know, instability currently, but it's okay. Things are going to clear up. Next month, a lot of, we have a couple of major planets that are going to go from being retrograde, that are going to move into going direct, and the energy is going to get a little lighter for a lot of us. So anyhow, I hope that helps someone. And, I think I'm going to do a couple of other things for you. I'm really feeling strongly. Okay, let me see. Spirit, I'm going to use these. For those of you who don't know, I actually am also doing monthlies for Child Tarot. So for any of you who are parents or guardians, I have a channel, a playlist that I'm doing every month where I release a reading for the child. So for example, the Aries child, the Cancer child, and it's specifically done for the parents of said child or guardians to help you navigate the month with whatever it is they may be going through. But anyhow, the reason I brought that up was because this is the deck I use for that reading. And it's specifically for children. It has this adorable little, just the artwork is just beautiful. So what I want to do is I want to pull maybe 1 or 2 cards on what your inner child needs most this week. Okay, so Spirit, what does our inner child, for those watching this video, what does their inner child need most from them this week? What does the inner child need most? And those are just my neighbors. I'm not having a party here. We've got very thin walls in this building. Okay, what does the inner child of people watching this read, what do they need to know? What does their inner child need, Spirit? Yeah, I really want to know. What does my inner child also? Oh, okay. the High Priestess. And look how cute that is. Isn't that just adorable? Really, if you haven't watched my child tarot readings, you need to come watch. This is beautiful. So, if we're reading this from the context of inner child, obviously the High Priestess is a high octave, high vibrating card. It's one of the most intuitive cards in the deck, right? From the perspective of the inner child, I am reading that this is a time that we really need to allow our inner child to dream and really allow ourselves to escape into that fantastical world and that world of creativity. Yes, intuition is a big part of that, but as we allow our inner child to play and dream up, because see, this is what she's all about, right? And you see how she's sitting on that crescent moon, and she's got like the fairy dust, and just, it's all about just dreaming and creating a world of fantasy, right? So your inner child very much needs you to give yourself the time and the space. Oh, I just heard, not just give yourself permission to play and imagine and dream up and create worlds, your fantasy world, and whatever realm that is. It can be in business, it can be at home, it can be by yourself. But it's not just about giving yourself permission to do it, it's also about giving others permission to do it and not judging others for doing that around you, especially right now, because I think people need something to believe in so badly. And this is really confirming that our inner child, especially for those of us watching this, is asking to hydrate that child with the fluid of creativity, with like, drink that up like a yummy juice. So whatever that is for you. So go create, go write, go sit somewhere and just dream and just be. It doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be about doing either, right? High Priestess is very intuitive. It is the one who creates without it having to be physically, tangibly manifested. You can if you want to, but the High Priestess doesn't need to. The High Priestess creates in the mind and creates for the sake of creating, for all the abundance in her inner world, because she's also the holder of secrets, right? And it's not about bad secrets. It's your inner privacy, your inner world that you hold so sacredly and deeply. So allow your child to do that this week. And let's see, do I want to do another one? Are we on a roll here? We're good? We're good. Okay. I think the main message here was what your inner child needs. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you so much for being here again. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I really would love to get my subscription up. That would be fabulous if you can help me with that. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.